All right, guys, so within the past 30 days, I've made $184,809 simply by selling AI full-on systems and services to local businesses as a 19-year-old, believe it or not, okay? And inside this video, I'm gonna explain how I do this and why I'm very against this whole AI automation mantra and this business model that's been promoted on YouTube when it's a complete and utter lie, what you've been sold. And to be crystal clear, you're not going to get rich doing it if you have thought you will, okay? A lot of people have been sold into this dream, and in this video, I'm going to explain why that's not the case. A better alternative, what I'm currently doing today. I can refresh this. This is just kind of the dashboard that we feed all of our data to at the team and what I do. And also, if you don't believe me, you can go back on my YouTube channel 3 years ago when I started. I was 16 years old, just starting my social media marketing agency at the time. I looked a lot different than I do today, obviously. And I just used this channel to document, okay? So literally every single month I documented from month 5 to month 6, month 7, month 8, month 9, all the way down to about month 14 where I was about 17 years old, I think right here. And I was making about $25,000 a month in my agency, and I was still going to school at the time, all the way down to me about 9 months ago dropping out of school at 18 years old, and then me buying literally a week later, I bought a $60,000 watch for my 19th birthday, which was kind of just a gift to myself. And the whole reason I tell you this is because the proof is in the pudding, and the stuff what I'm about to tell you actually works, okay? So firstly, let me explain why AI automation just doesn't work if you're actually trying to make substantial money. So the first reason is you're listening to all these people on YouTube telling you that you can get rich through AI automation, selling these NAN agents, these NAN workflows to local businesses or businesses, and that's how you're going to make all your money is by saving these business owner time. That's a lie, okay? That's just not going to happen. Number one, because you sell super cheap services. This whole business model, you're selling like $50 services, $100, $300 services. You got to think how many clients you need to close to make even 10 grand. You have to close 50 to 100 clients sometimes to just make $10,000, okay? You work with really bad clients a lot of the time because you're selling a low ticket service. It's cheap. You're selling a cheap, low ticket service. And generally in business, if you business owners who are watching this, you guys know what I'm talking about. The worst clients generally as a business owner to work with are the cheap clients. They're the broke clients because they have the most to say. They feel like they're spending the most money, with you, rather than the clients that pay you the most amount of money. They're generally the best to work with. Okay, there's kind of a meme online. I've seen like this meme where it's like, client pays you $5. They're super up in arms. A day later, they're like, "Where's my results?" Blah blah blah. And then a client wires you $10,000, and they're just like, you have to bug them to even reply to you. And that's kind of how it is. Like, when you work with these super cheap clients that you do a cheap service for, you're just going to have bad results, bad clients, and just overall negative experience. You're not going to make real money, okay? And not to mention your competition is literally sitting on Upwork right here. This guy from Pakistan selling NAN automations and AI agents for $25 an hour. And this is probably on the high end, okay? Head over to Fiverr. We have 8,800 of these people that sell all these NAN services for $50, $50, $45, $50, $50. How are you supposed to compete with this? How are you going to make any substantial money when you're competing with these people in third world countries? Okay, if you live in the US, Canada, UK, anywhere where you need more than $50 a month to survive, you're literally you're a living like rat race, essentially, to even compete. You're not going to compete. And the reason this is because you're competing on price. You're not competing on value. So how do we compete on value? Because that's where the most exponential amount of money can come from. So while everyone else in the AI space is busy chasing thousands of clients and they're trying to close all these clients, charging $50, $100 per service, I'm building a multi-million-dollar fortune by being intentionally small. And let me explain why. I find small local businesses that make money. So this would not be these local, businesses, these local service-based businesses that are low ticket, like restaurants and nail salons that run on super razor thin margins that have no money at the end of the month. I don't work with these people. I work with high ticket local service-based business owners. Okay, so this is roofers, med spa, real estate agents, even plumbers, electricians, fencing companies, pool builders, law firms, dentists, all these different local businesses that make a lot of money. They generally want more clients, and someone needs to do that for them, and someone is me. I specifically work with stem cell clinics. For those that watch my channel, you guys know this. I charge $15,000 to $25,000 upfront for my service, okay? So let me repeat that. I charge $15,000 to $25,000 for my simple service upfront before I've even started the work. I receive that wire. Think of how many AI automation clients you need to get at $50 to $100 a pop to amount to what one client pays me. And of course, I've been in the game for 3 years and I know how to charge this amount. But even if you're starting out and you're charging $5,000, which I'm going to show you how to do in this video, think of how many clients you'd have to close selling these AI automation, and I guess workflows for $100 a pop to amount to one $5,000 client that pays you for the service I'm going to show you here. It's so much harder, okay? So how do I do this? My offer is simple. I do two things for them. I run meta ads, so this is Facebook and Instagram ads, and I use AI to make these ads, and then I build an AI voice caller, okay, through this platform called Retail AI, and I use this platform, okay, Retail AI, to call up all of these leads that opt in on these ads that I run for these businesses. So let me make this more clear. I use AI, which I'm going to show you in this video, to make ads for my clients, okay? Specifically, I work with stem cell clinics, okay? So you might watching this, you might be able to work with real estate agents or plumbers or HVAC business owners, whatever it is. I'll talk about how to pick that niche in a minute, but whatever industry you choose, you can use AI to make ads for your clients. That's gonna generate leads of interested patients or new potential jobs or just interested leads, okay? And then you use a AI voice human sounding caller or receptionist to call up and dial these leads and book them live into your client's calendar. All your client has to do is show up to the appointment and close them. And you, if you have no beginner experience, you can charge $5,000 to $10,000 upfront for the service. All right. $5,000 to $10,000 for me when I was starting back all the way when I was 16 years old sounds insane. And if you're not confident charging that, you can charge $3,000. You can charge lower if you'd like, but this service is worth this much. Okay. So the first question you're probably asking is, what is the best niche to choose? And I'm going to go into that. But first, I want to show you actually how to build these AI ads and how to set up this AI caller and how it actually sounds. So I like to use this platform called Ideogram. You guys can look this up. You can get 20 free credits. I think it's like 20 free ads. This is specifically for image ad generation. And let me show you this. Please generate me an Apple ad for the new iPhone with Apple branding and style. Okay. It's all AI that's going to do this. Okay. I clicked enter. It's generating me 4 different ads that I can now run. Right over here, let's see how this does. Just as an example, it generally doesn't take more than 15 seconds. Boom, generate it. Now I'll let it kind of crystal and look better. Boom. It just made this ad right here, this ad right here, this ad right here, and this ad right here in literally like 10, 15 seconds, okay? You can do the same thing for your clients here too. But it all comes down to how you prompt Ideogram, okay? I really like Ideogram. I've been using it for a long time. I use it in my own agency and also for all my clients, but you need to find a good way to prompt it. So I recommend using platforms like ChatGPT or Claude AI or even Grok, Gemini, whatever you want to use to prompt this sort of like, I guess, AI ad agent, whatever you want to call this platform. I personally have built out my own software and AI suite in-house where I have all these different AI assistants that are trained up on everything from my brain, Carson Read AI, to everything around picking your offer and niche and pricing, to your paid ads and marketing AI. So this would be this, sales AI, and even client success AI when it comes to running this business model I'm showing you here. Everything I'm showing you right here is inside of my private mastermind or mentorship program. I'll have it in the top link in the description below where you can book a call to see if that's a good fit for you. But essentially, this is exclusively for all my members in there. And if you're watching this, shout out to you because we use this a lot inside. Okay. So I'll just quickly show you some history real quick. So, I said right here, please make me an image ad prompt or whatever for a real estate agent. Okay. And then asks me a question. I want more home buyers. Okay. That's the objective. And I said, I want the ad to be simple and target people that are wanting to buy a home in Seattle, Washington for $500,000. Cool. It gave me the script. I'll literally just take this image ad prompt right into Ideogram. I'll place here. I'll click go and I'll wait 1 second for it to do its thing. And then boom, it made literally it happen in just a matter of seconds. And even has the Space Needle in the background. So in Seattle, if anyone's from Seattle watching this, you guys know what I'm talking about. But it literally makes all these different ads literally within a matter of seconds. And sometimes it does make small mistakes. As you see here, it said 50K instead of 500K homes, but it'll always kind of make some mistakes and you can just prompt it to do a better job or whatever, right? These two look pretty good. And this is as you can run for your clients. That's the whole point. That's going to generate the interested lead. And then we need to use an AI caller that we're going to build out to actually call this lead up and convert them into a live appointment. So here's what a real life demo actually sounds like on a call.
Hey, is this Emmanuel?
Hello?
This is Sarah. I'm giving you a call from the American Retiree Club. You recently clicked on one of our ads about Roth converting your retirement accounts without using your own money to pay the taxes. And I am just reaching out to get you set up with one of our strategists so they can show you how it works. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
So that's literally all AI, to be very clear. Okay, this was all built with an AI. And guess how you can build this AI? Literally through using AI. Okay, there's a platform I use. Again, I mentioned it. It's called Retail AI. I think they're the best AI voice platform on the market. I was actually at their headquarters just a few weeks back, meeting up with the founders in San Francisco. I made a vlog out of it on this channel. Shout out to them if you're watching this. They're great people, and they have probably the best platform out there to use, and you don't even know how to code. Okay, I don't know how to code, and I can still build this stuff out. And I recommend, if you are looking to build AI agents, especially with fulfilling on this service here, use Retail. You don't even know how to code. Okay, there's no need. You can just use ChatGPT or my own platform essentially to prompt how these AI agents work, and that's how they actually end up sounding like this. Okay, so all this here you can charge $5,000 to $10,000 upfront on. Okay, but you're probably wondering, what is the best niche to choose? So there's two big buckets I look to look at here, which is there's home service and there's professional service. There's another kind of box and pillar here that I didn't mention, which is online businesses, which is really, really big. I just think online businesses is one of those buckets of industry, sub industries to go after, where it be coaches or agency owners, all that type of stuff. You don't really want to go work with those people unless you've ran an online business yourself before. I think this is a way better starting point, okay? Like your mom and pop shop, roofers, HVAC, pool builders, solar, etc. So all these are great industries to choose, okay? Bookkeepers, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, law firms, med spas. Even if you want to get more specific, there's stem cell clinics like who I work with. Peptide clinics is absolutely crushing it recently because of how hot that's been. There's all these different sub industries that you can go after. But the whole point is you want to pick one and you want to stick with it. All right. A lot of people have this notion in their head that the industry is the problem, right? If you work with roofers for a couple weeks and that's your niche, you go try to choose it a week later and you'll be like, HVAC business owners, that's how I'm going to get rich. That's the issue, is I'm just not working with HVAC business owners. That's generally not the problem, okay? You always think the grass is green on the other side, but that's just not the case. Stick with an industry and pick it and stick within it for a long period of time, like 3 to 6 months. Don't niche hop. And because, just to be clear, the reason you don't want to switch your niche in your industry every single week or go too broad, you want to pick one specific one, is because there's kind of a saying where it's like you want to be a master of one, not average at all. And that's the case here. You don't want to be average at all because it's going to make it extremely hard for you to get good results for your clients, because you constantly are working with people in different industries, fulfilling on pretty much a different fulfillment process. All right, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So that's that. And pick something you have a personal relationship with. All right. Me, for example, I worked with real estate agents in my agency back when I was 16 years old, like I mentioned just a few minutes ago. I worked with real estate agents, and that was my niche because I knew a lot of real estate agents growing up. So for you, if your dad is a roofer, roofers might be good for you, or HVAC business owners, whatever speaks to you and whatever relates to you. And if you have nothing that relates to you or nothing that pops in mind, just choose one of these on screen here because they're all pretty good. Okay. And there's kind of some key issues that these businesses face, right? Which is, number one, they're not picking up the phone. Okay, they get all these calls every day, they don't pick up the phone. Number two is poor advertising efforts. They're older, they're 40, 50, 60 years old, and they don't know how to use this tech. They don't know how to use AI. They don't know how to use meta ads and all this type of stuff. It's new to them. They don't know how to do it. And then business owners are just overworked, okay? They're glorified employees. So how do we solve this? Well, every time they don't pick up the phone, they costs them, $1,000 to $10,000 per incomplete call. Think about that. If a roofer is charging $5,000 to $10,000 per roof job, which is probably actually a little bit more, every time they miss the phone, they lose that amount of money, okay? Same thing here, poor advertising efforts. They're leaving money on the table every single day they aren't advertising on social media. Gone are the days of sending out flyers or billboards to hitting all these different types of people that just are not interested in your service or what you do or what your clients do. With social media, it is literally a digital door knocker for your exact type of prospects. That's what people miss. Social media ads are the most effective type of advertising today because you can hit anyone in any sort of radius you want with exactly your target demographic or your target audience with just a matter of making some AI ads, which is insane. And then the last thing is businesses are just overworked, which means and leads to a loss of time to spend on leveraged activities, making them that glorified employee. So how do we actually build this offer? Big two key things, like I said, I kind of threw up a bridge here, for example, because I think you should be building your clients a bridge and not like giving them a brick. I think giving them an end-to-end automation that saves them some time is kind of like giving them just a brick, a single brick. It's not really solving the whole problem, while giving them an entire bridge that solves the gap between getting them new leads as in new potential customers and then actually booking those customers onto their sales calendar. That's where this is lucrative. And that's how we charge so much money for what we do. Okay. And again, this is just using meta ads and then retail AI for this price point here. And you're probably thinking, well, Carson, I can't sell it for that much. There's just no way, right? And because you're used to this mindset of selling the solution, you're used to selling all these end-to-end services that are just saving business owners a few hours a week or a few hours a month. Like, you're not going to charge a lot of money doing that, rather than selling the outcome, which is actually making them money, which is, again, this whole bridge. We're not saving business owners time. I guess to an extent we are a little bit, but we're actually making them more money, and we can actively track that. Okay. And that's what's so valuable about this service. So think about this. A standard, HVAC system to replace is $6,000 to $14,000. Okay. While homeowners pay $8,000 to $15,000 for high efficiency. Same thing with microneedling sessions, $200 to $700. Okay. $300 to $400 per session alone. All right. Usually 3 to 6 sessions. Okay. The easiest way to make yourself rich is by making others rich. That's a saying I go by and my team goes by all the time, because it's the truth. Okay, it really is the truth. Your client pays you a big sum of money. You use a fraction of that sum of money to hire a contractor. Maybe it was on Upwork or Fiverr, your developer, your media buyer that manages all your clients' ads. You have an AI developer that builds out this AI caller. They fulfill on it. You deliver the service to your client, and it repeats, and you collect, the whatever remaining money there is. And you're that leveraged business owner. That's where I'm at today. Okay, of course, I've been doing this for a few years, 3 years going straight, and I'm very, very blessed with what I do. But just keep in mind that it takes some time to get there. So I always recommend for your first few clients, learn the service, okay? Learn how to do some Facebook and Instagram ads. It's actually not that hard, right? AI can do most of it. Learn how to build an AI caller. You don't need to know how to code. You can just prompt it using an AI script that I gave you. So you can do everything with AI today is my point. And you can charge big bucks for it. And once you fulfill for your first few clients, now you can build what's called SOPs, or standard operating procedure docs, essentially outlining the best possible way to execute on the service that you provide. And then now you can bring in people, you can hire these contractors, and they know how to do a good job. And now you can oversee them, and you can see if they're doing a good job or not, because you've done it yourself. And that's what matters, okay? So overall, guys, that's kind of the whole point here, is you want to be charging a big sum of money for what you do. Stop getting in the trap of being sold this low ticket $50 to $100, even $300, $500 service where you have to sell tens, hundreds of clients and customers every single month to even break 10K a month, okay? Because let's be real, all of us, 10K a month, if you're not there, I'm sure that's the goal for you. But you probably want to make way more than that. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, everyone that hits 10K a month that I know, they want 100K a month or 20K a month, 30K a month right after that, all right? It never ends. So if you guys want to learn exactly what I'm talking about inside of this video, whether this is interesting to you or you're like, Carson, I know AI is getting bigger every single day in 2026. I want to do what you're telling me here. I'll have a top link in the description below where you can book a call directly with me or my team to get one-on-one mentorship from me, okay? Part of the reason I do this is because I spent so much time in my early years just making mistakes, okay? You guys can see how many videos I posted. I've been posting since day one on this channel, right? I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of mistakes. You guys can skip that entire process by just, finding the right person who can guide you through the right steps. All right. Not to mention inside the mentorship, of course, you guys get access to this entire AI suite and platform that I've built directly trained up on all the knowledge bases and all the key different platforms and just sections inside of this business model. Plus these sort of, AI caller examples, all my sales scripts, my websites, funnels, everything is included inside of there. So I'll kind of leave that from at the top link in the description below. And if you book a call, I hope to see you on there. And if you found this video valuable, I hope you subscribe and like and comment what you enjoyed about this, and comment maybe what you want to see in my next video. And that being said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and enjoy.